My name is Angelo J, and I'm your host. This is another episode of Sports, Music, Life, Love. Email us at sportsmusiclifelove@aol.com. Look at us on Facebook under Angelo J. We are also on YouTube on the ALJ Network. Take a look at us on Twitter and on Instagram. So on today's show, we're going to rank the NBA's all-time greatest point guards. So our standards for listing them is that they are great leaders, they are coaches on the floor, game changers, great assist men, guys that can hit clutch shots and free throws. These guys also have the ability to help their team win and possibly win championships. The great point guards have an aura about them, an aura of greatness. So, let's take a look at our list of the NBA's all-time greatest point guards on Sports, Music, Life, Love.
Those were the hardest 5 minutes of my life. Every time I step on the court, I'm going to think about that day in June when I was selected 18th and 17 guys went ahead of me. When I was a youngster, dreaming about becoming a New York Knick, dreaming about bringing the ball up court and running the show and hitting game-winning baskets. I believed it, no question.
Number 13,
but
Mark Jackson.
I didn't know if I could pull it off.
Mark Jackson, look out,
Mark Jackson down the lane, spinning and scooping on a hook, and he hit it.
I watched the great players who had the poise, so every time I watched the game, I imagined myself in their position. What would you do if it was 20 seconds left on the clock and your team down 1 or 2 points?
Three, Jackson from three, yes!
shot with a quick move.
In the 1970s, he remains the only player in history to lead the league in both scoring and assists. In 1981, he was the floor general for the NBA champion Boston Celtics.
He had one of the most dominant seasons that I've ever seen in the NBA. The year that he led the league in scoring, averaging about 34 points a game, led the league in assists the same year. And I think the first 2 or 3 years, Tiny was just finding himself because he was on the Cincinnati team. He wasn't the dominant player on that team. I would say when they moved to Omaha, he became the man. And here is a guy that really hated to try to guard because he'd come at you a mile a minute. He was quick, he was fast, he was left-handed, he was a dominant scorer and a guy that brought fear to a lot of us in the NBA because he was that good.
Maurice Cheeks first came into the league. Matter of fact, I let him stay at my house a few times. Maurice Cheeks had an afro so big you couldn't get it all in the picture. And Henry Pippen used to tease him all the time because he didn't have a jump shot.
I came to camp and I was actually waiting on someone to tell me I was cut because we just had a lot of big name guys at the time and I just never really thought I had a chance.
Not only did Cheeks make the team, he was named the starting point guard, and his team-oriented style soon began to rub off on the Sixers, transforming them into a more unselfish unit.
Great pass, Cheeks.
Once we got Maurice Cheeks, that was an absolute freedom, for me because he looked to pass first rather than shoot first.
Here's a 2-on-2 break. Cheeks, Julius, and Cheeks created it all.
He made his decisions before guys were open. The ball was already in the air before the guy came off the pick, so when he was open, the ball got into his hands before the defensive man had time to recover. And very few ball players have that knack.
Here comes Tony Parker. You can tell Parker is an igniter. Parker's the youngest player to ever wear a Spur uniform. Beautiful move from Tony Parker. Jumper, Tony Parker, good! Parker, beautiful, does it again. Timmy, right side.
I don't see nobody pushing the ball up the floor like Tony Parker.
Parker on the run. To the basket, banks it in.
I mean, the kid could play, man.
He was a little skinny kid. He was fast. He could score. I don't know if he could be a point guard.
TD, I swear to God, you take one dribble, you had it off the glass. You were wide open. Man, if you're complaining when I still pass it to you, man, what you want me to do? Give your point guard a break. Here comes TP to TD. What a play!
The man to whom our back would entrust this new-look offense was Bob Cousy, the unorthodox playmaker who made purists cringe.
Arnold's position was always, hey, you know, if you want to pass a little differently or whatever, that's fine as long as it works.
Well, Cousy and I had an understanding. I didn't care how he threw the ball, as long as somebody caught it.
Cousy waiting for his man. Bounce pass to Russell. Basket is good and he's fouled. 3-point play coming up. Was left pretty as Russell came flying down the lane and Cousy led him perfectly.
Well, basketball's always been identified with the tall players, and I think speed and quickness really separates the men from the boys in every sport as far as success is.
If you can appreciate basketball, you should appreciate that. Kennard passes up the open look. Great play by the Suns. Paul chases it down to Bridges, and he flushes it in. Well, you talked about the 5-ball turn. Scoops it, 4 seconds left. He gets around Griffin. Paul all the way at the horn. Chris Paul. An assassin. But now, there's Paul. Flurry of moves, little spin, and he knocks down the jump shot. Chris Paul to bring it into the front court. CP3, a little dance out on top. Now lobs it up, and the finish to McGee.
Well, we're in the middle of our list, and we thought we made a great list, but you might agree or disagree. Send us an email at sportsmusiclifelove@aol.com. Now, let's get back to our list.
This guy was a magician with the ball. Like, you cannot predict on what he was going to do. And he was the ultimate point guard. They called him Mr. Triple-Double for a reason. Like, if you want him to rebound, pass, defend, lead an offense, he can do all of that. And once he developed a jump shot later in his career, it was pretty much over by then. This is the type of point guard you need on a team. And what really impressed me about Jason Kidd is that he made the all-defensive first team 4 times. And in total, he made it 9 times. That just goes to show you that he was one of the best defensive point guards in NBA history. And I forgot to mention that he's second on the all-time steals and assist list, only behind John Stockton. So if John Stockton never exists, he'll be number 1 in both categories. And I don't know if anybody can break those records from John Stockton. You can already tell he was a true point guard. And I'm not done. He's a 2-time MVP, an 8-time All-Star, 5-time All-NBA, a 5-time NBA assist leader, and he was in the 50-40-90 club 4 times. That's insane. Most NBA players can't even get into the 50-40-90 club, let alone 4 times. It's like, what more do you want from him? He's the perfect point guard for the offensive side of the ball. His court vision, his knowledge of the game, and the ability to see plays before it even happens is what made him so special. And his numbers might not shock you because he never averaged 20 points per game. But it wasn't about the numbers, it was how he got them. Steve Nash was just so efficient that the defense had to guard him. He was a threat as soon as he passed half court. And if he wasn't a pass first guard, he would have definitely averaged 25 points per game.
But Gary Payton lets you know what he's going to do to you and then backs it up.
Yep. There we go.
That's legit.
Brimming with confidence, the All-American out of Oregon State would arrive in Seattle in 1990 to join forces with Shawn Kemp, transforming the Sonics into one of the most exciting teams in the league.
Pass to Kemp, he'll play it down! What a lob! What
We challenge each other, not just on the court, but in the locker room to get better each and every year.
Sends it ahead to Garrett. Too far ahead. He saves it. Oh, you gotta love that action. Good.
He made an impact on the game even as a rookie. So you kind of had to pencil that Seattle game on the calendar and say, okay, I know I'm in for a war here.
On the turn for the win. Shot clock at 3. And Stockton nails the three. Into the lane, got it! He's going with Malone. 360 turns, play it up and in.
Sometimes the draft is not very kind to certain basketball players because they'll put you with a team and they want you to win.
Oscar knew he had to work harder, because Cincinnati was not a big team, as NBA teams go.
When you go out and you average 31 points, 12 rebounds, 11 assists, and whatnot, and you don't win, what else can you do?
The man who has to be the best all-around player in the game, Oscar Robertson.
A maestro of basketball, Oscar Robertson of the Cincinnati Royals. As good an all-around ball handler, passer, and shooter as anyone who ever stepped on a basketball floor, the Big O possesses unusual cleverness and deception as a player.
And here comes Oscar Robertson again. In she goes.
Siegfried, guarded by Oscar, and Oscar takes the ball away. Oscar moving down. He feeds Hawkins, and Hawkins dunks it. Around the rim, rebound Robertson.
Don's shot rims the basket, and Robertson rebounds for the East. Another super fast break. Sam Jones and the Big O.
Robertson. Havlicek. Robertson controlling it. Look at that lead pass to Denry. Robertson, he must have 4 or 5 eyes. Here's a Curry, way downtown. Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry! And he ties the NBA record with his 12th three-pointer of the game. The brilliant shooting of Stephen Curry continues. Curry splits the defense behind the back. Fires a three. Oh, he puts it in! What a spectacular move!
That could be the greatest move I've ever seen live. No, I'm being serious.
Stephen Curry, just a spectacular move here. Somehow holds on, fires up the three. Chance to tie it here for Golden State. Curry's got it. And Curry will let it go for 3, comes up short. Offensive rebound, Curry again. And Curry hits a 3! Tie game! It's amazing. It is amazing what Steph Curry can do with a basketball.
Warriors trying to walk down the Clippers here in the first half. On a 12-4 run. Curry inline, shakes Paul out of his boots and hits a fallaway jump shot.
Takes it out under the basket and suddenly goes 2 times behind his back. 1, 2. Paul goes down. Curry knocks down the jump shot. This guy is something special.
McKee's got his own miss. Tried to spin, stripped to the ball by
no.
Curry.
Oh,
no! Pass to Durant, who tomahawks it home.
Look at this pass right here by Steph.
Beautiful, huh?
In traffic, not even really looking at KD. Understanding he's ahead. Look, he throws it and then turns the other way.
This is game 1, Western Conference semifinals. As Curry does his magic, gets by Gobert and scores. We've got Curry flair.
We are down to the top 2 all-time greatest point guards in NBA history. I'll give you a hint. They played in the same conference while in college. They won NCAA championships while they're in college. They were born in the Midwest. Do you know who the top 2 all-time greatest point guards are? Okay, let's get back to our list.
Banger made. One of the greatest players of all time. It's showtime.
He had a passion, an incredible passion to play basketball. He loved the game. He loved to entertain the crowd.
Magic's just a great basketball player. He's the best I've ever seen.
He was my driving force.
I just don't think there'll ever be another 6'9" point guard that smiles while he humiliates you.
Now the ball in low to Magic Johnson. No, look to Kareem Star.
Lakers, Magic Johnson has it against Sellers. Down the lane to the hook. Lays it in. Draws the foul. A spectacular play by Magic Johnson.
Back with a showtime move.
Spectacular play.
Magic was the only guy that I've ever seen really throw a no-look pass. Look at a guy, time him, look you off, and then hit that guy in the dime without even looking at him.
anymore right now.
And so Magic on the airplane asked the coach, could I please start at center? And the coach kind of laughed at him, and I said to the coach, he's serious.
I called my dad, and I said, I'm going to go back to my high school days. He said, what are you talking about? I'm going to go back and be a scorer. I'm going to score tomorrow. I'm going to score a lot tomorrow.
It was his show. He jumped center, and he ended up scoring 42 points, 15 rebounds.
We played everybody conceivable against the defense. And here's a guy that, what was he, 20 years old?
It's over, and the most valuable player is Magic Johnson. He starts at center, plays forward and guard, and leads the Los Angeles Lakers to a world championship.
Sensational, dazzling, showtime, making by Magic. Rebound to Kareem, down the pass to Magic. Makes a sensational pass. The guy who hit the 20-footer.
There was no rhyme or reason to the fast break. We just took off and running because we knew if you got out there and you killed the lane, Magic could get you basketball.
The Magic, a 360 turn with the dribble. Magic down the middle. Gives underneath to Worthy. Slammed up. It's showtime.
It became bigger than a basketball game. It became more of an event. We just happened to be right next door to Hollywood.
Well, it's the perfect name for him because when he gets on the court, he is Magic.
You know, he found an incredible desire to want to play basketball and play it at its fullest. And so Urban's personality made that team showtime.
Urban's the type of player that can hit you when you're open, and oftentimes he knew you were open before you knew you were.
He sees the open man. He knows when to get the ball to the right person at the right time at the right place.
Okay, that's the end of our list. We had a great time making it. I hope you guys had a great time watching it. So please, send us an email at sportsmusiclifelove@aol.com. Again, tell us what you think. So, with that being said, this is the end of another episode of Sports, Music, Life, Love. I'm glad you could join us, and please join us again at Sports, Music, Life, Love. I wish for peace, respect, love, and unity in all of our communities.